In Formula One's first race in the Netherlands since 1985, quite a bit since they've been there, since the Dutch Grand Prix has been a thing. The Dutchman, the guy from the Netherlands, Max Verstappen wins the Dutch Grand Prix. Wore orange for Max, of course, even if you're not a Max Verstappen fan. I'm sure you were rooting for him this week to win his home Grand Prix. Of course, the Dutch. Their flag may be red, white, and blue, but orange is their big color. It's on the jerseys of their sports teams. They wear orange. It's like their national color. I don't know if it's officially their national color, but orange is their big color. There was orange smoke going off at the end. Crowd was cheering, going crazy at the end. It was such a cool sight to see. I'm sure for a Formula One driver to win their home Grand Prix is such a cool feeling, such a cool thing for them. And obviously to see it on TV is also pretty cool, especially in a situation like this where Max Verstappen has never had a home Grand Prix, but today he got his first one and he was able to go out, lead every single lap, and win the race. Overall, the race itself, not very eventful. Not much happened. The last few races have been quite eventful on the opening laps. Of course, the last race we had, according to many people, would be Hungary. But last week at Belgium, of course, that rain, chaos stuff only ran safety car laps. That was the controversy last week. And the race before, 5 weeks ago now? 4 weeks ago now? Hungary, of course, that opening lap, Bottas triggered a big crash between him, Lando Norris, Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen, and others. And then, of course, the race before was the British Grand Prix, where Max Verstappen was crashed in that race after contact with Lewis Hamilton. So to see a clean opening lap, to see no big crashes, no crazy things, no controversy, it was kind of good. It was kind of like a relaxing feeling. You know, that first lap, obviously, that's when everyone's closest together in the field. That's when everything's kind of chaotic and hectic because everyone's trying to get every inch because they know in the long run it's going to be more difficult, especially at a track like this where it was more difficult to pass. But, you know, everyone kept it clean today, which was really nice to see, really good to see. You know, wrecks, they can be exciting. They can be, from a visual standpoint, they can be spectacular. But they are dangerous, and sometimes, you know, they get ugly, and it's just like, why did you do that? What are we doing here? So it is nice to see a clean race every once in a while, and today's race was clean. So, yeah, you know, not the most thrilling race by any sorts, but it did have its moments where it was pretty fun. The different strategy games between Mercedes and Red Bull, the split strategy in Mercedes with Bottas and Hamilton, seeing even like within the kind of like the last few points, Perez, Ricciardo, Norris, even Russell and Stroll up there for a bit. That was kind of exciting to see how that was all going down. But nothing too thrilling happened in this race. Nothing spectacular, crazy that we're going to remember 10 years from now. You know, Max winning the race, Max Verstappen winning his home race is going to be a big deal. That's going to be showed in the highlight reels for years. But in terms of anything spectacular, anything crazy, nothing like that. So, yes, the Dutch Grand Prix at, I'm going to try to pronounce this without just butchering the name, Zandvoort. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. But, yes, they were returning there for the first time since 1985. The last winner, in fact, was Niki Lauda. And, yeah, it's been 36. Wow, my math is awful. 36 years since a race has been held there. Formula One got this thing going this year. It seemed like a pretty fun weekend. You know, the track is pretty unique. Lots of different curves and stuff. And then the big thing that I saw talked about was the banking. A few of these turns had actual banking. Of course, I'm a NASCAR fan. I see banking basically every week. Because NASCAR, all these ovals and stuff, they have bankings. Talladega has over 30 degrees of banking, and then there are tracks like, I don't know, Phoenix that have maybe 10, 15 degrees of banking, but some of the turns at Zandvoort had much banking. I think one of the turns, I can't remember if it was that last one, but had 18, 19 degrees of banking. That first turn had a little bit of banking, and then I think it was turn 4, the long left-hander, where it was it was banked, and then you could take the top, you could take the bottom. It's kind of like a NASCAR track on that turn. But yeah, it was really a unique track from that perspective in terms of the banking. Not a ton of like, exciting passing or anything, but there was some passing going on in this race. We did see a few good battles. We saw Verstappen trying to get back by Bottas after they took their second pit stop. Maybe it was their first, but basically Bottas trying to hold up Verstappen so that Hamilton could get to him. But it was inevitable. Yeah, so I guess Max didn't lead every lap because Bottas stayed out there for a bit after the pit cycle. So I was wrong earlier in the video. I apologize. But anyways, I guess let's look at the results. Nothing really else to talk about. Nothing too crazy to talk about. So it was nice to get a full race in. I'll say that. After last week, it was nice to get an actual race in. But let's look at it. Max Verstappen wins his home Grand Prix, retakes the championship lead. Lewis Hamilton took the championship lead after the Hungarian Grand Prix. Max had it for quite a while, since Monaco up to that point. But after last week with the win, getting half points, and then this week winning the full race, getting full points, Max Verstappen retakes the championship lead, but Mercedes still holds on to the Constructors' Championship. So, yeah, Max Verstappen, Red Bull, they did everything they could with Verstappen. Perez had a tough weekend, but Verstappen with almost a perfect weekend, got the pole, led almost every lap in this race. Great win for Max Verstappen, great win for Red Bull, and then obviously the home win, a very big deal for Dutch fans, for Red Bull fans, obviously, but, just to see that crowd, to celebrate Max. That last lap was so fun because, they weren't supposed to bring smoke into the facility, I think, but on that last lap, once Max Verstappen was in the middle of his last lap, you could just see the orange smoke going everywhere. You could barely see anything, and, Verstappen wins. The crowd goes crazy. They were going crazy the whole race, but he goes out and wins his home Grand Prix. The celebration after the race, he had the Dutch flag waving it, obviously. Crowd was going wild. Great win for Max Verstappen. Very happy for him. Wore orange for him, obviously for McLaren, as the hat says, but also, for Max because of orange. Second place, Lewis Hamilton. Really nothing he could do. He tried his best, but could not keep up with Max Verstappen today. Falls to second in the championship, but he did get the fastest lap. And, yeah, he gets a bonus point for that. But other than that, good day. This is what we expect. These top three have been on the podium together so many times that it's just kind of, you get used to it, I guess. But they've been on the podium together so many times that you really just get used to it. I mean, I really don't know what else to say. But Hamilton, a really good day. Third place, Valtteri Bottas. Bottas, man, at the end there, they pit him for soft tires, and then they say, we want you to not run the fastest lap. Usually, Bottas, if he's in third, and he had like a 50-second gap on Pierre Gasly, who was in fourth, and they pitted him for soft tires. I'm like, okay, they're going to give him the fastest lap of the race. He's going to get that extra point, make sure Red Bull doesn't get it, whatever. And then they tell him, don't run the fastest lap. Just keep on going, champ. We're going to give you the freshest tires, the fastest tires possible, but don't run the fastest lap. Why would you pit him, risk a bad pit stop like Monaco, and then tell him not to run the fastest lap? Like, what's the point of pitting him? I'm extremely confused. Help me out here. I could have missed something. I'm still new to this F1 thing, but I'm still a little bit confused about that. And then he goes out and he sets the fastest lap for a bit until Hamilton got it because they pitted him at the end. But dude, if Bottas like set the fastest lap of the race after them telling him not to, that would have been hilarious because he might lose his seat, which I'm very sad about. That could be a separate video. Give my take on that. But I was really confused by that. Someone's got to explain to me, why was he not, I don't know. But Bottas third, good points day. He's had some bad luck this year. Hopefully he can get a win this year. I'd be really happy for him. I like Bottas. Fourth place, Pierre Gasly, a pretty good day for him. A really good points day, obviously, but he was in fourth the whole race. Really good day for the AlphaTauri driver. Just a really good day. I mean, he beat the Ferraris. He beat both McLarens. Obviously, he beat the Alpines. I mean, he beat everyone that wasn't a Mercedes. He even beat another Red Bull, I guess. But solid day for Pierre. Fifth place, Charles. Good day for Ferrari in terms of the constructors, fighting for third in the constructors with McLaren. So 5th place for Charles Leclerc, 6th place Fernando Alonso, solid day for him. Good points day for him. 7th place Carlos Sainz, as I said, Ferrari overall a good day. They get a good chunk of points. Meanwhile, McLaren does not have a great day, does not get that many points. 8th place Sergio Perez, I think he won driver of the day. Yeah, he started, 17th, 16th, 17th, failed to make it to Q3, and yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't watch qualifying, so I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he was just had a bad lap or if he got held up or whatever happened there, but that set him back already in that race, and then, it was just a bad start to the race, but he ends up coming back and does get some points there at the end, so not a great weekend, but he does get a little bit out of it with some points. 9th place, Esteban Ocon, who won the last full race we had at Hungary. Good day for him. Good points day for Alpine. 10th place, Lando Norris. Tough day for McLaren for sure. Norris did not have a great qualifying session. I think he started 13th or 14th. And yeah, I mean, just not the greatest day, but he was able to get a point. His teammate Ricciardo started 9th, and he was in that 9th to 10th, 11th place range all day. So McLaren, not the greatest day, but they did get a point. Unfortunately, they are probably behind Ferrari in the Constructors now. 11th place, Daniel Ricciardo. As I said, he was kind of in that range all day, battling for that last point. Falls short of the points. 12th, Lance Stroll. 13th, Vettel. 14th, Giovinazzi. Oh my gosh. Great qualifying performance yesterday. Qualified 7th in the Alfa Romeo. And yeah, he pitted, and then he got a flat tire after the pit, and he had to pit again, and that just kind of messed up his day. Really unfortunate. I like Giovinazzi. He seems like a good guy. He seems like a decent driver too, but not confirmed that he will return next year. So he's fighting for his seat, fighting for a ride. I really hope he's able to keep it. I thought that qualifying performance, qualifying 7th in the Alfa Romeo, seemed like a really good day for him yesterday, but unfortunately could not capitalize today. Had some issues. 14th. 15th, Robert Kubica. The broadcast said Kubica. So someone tell me how to pronounce that. So if he does race again, I cannot mess it up. But it's one of those two, I think. I don't know. But he is subbing for Kimi Räikkönen. Of course, Kimi announced earlier this week that he will be retiring at the end of the season. No more bois in the media after this year. But then 2 days later, it is announced that he tested positive for COVID and that he would miss this week's race. I don't know if he'll be able to race next week. I don't know what the protocol is. But hopefully he's able to come back next week at Italy. But yeah, so sad for Kimi that he wasn't able to race today. But also, he's retiring. It's blah. So yeah, Kubica, 15th. Good for him. Good for him. Yeah, I know a little bit about his story, but yeah, solid day for him. Always cool to see him come back. 16th, Nicholas Latifi. He beats George Russell. Yeah, where are all you George Russell to Mercedes people now? Latifi to Mercedes in my book. Yeah, solid day for Latifi. He crashed out in qualifying, but comes back, gets a 16th place finish. Good for him. 17th, George Russell. It says he had a DNF, so I don't know what happened there late in the race, but did not finish, finishes 17th, or does not finish 17th. I don't know what to say there. 18th, Mick Schumacher had his day. He had a day. He missed a corner at one point, but Mick Schumacher 18th. 19th, Yuki Tsunoda DNF'd. Something happened there. And then 20th, Mazepin. They pitted, and then all of a sudden, they're showing the pit stop, and all of a sudden they're backing him into the garage. I don't know what the problem was there, but DNF for Mazepin. I missed something there. I feel like I missed a lot in this race at times, but yes, that is the results from the Dutch Grand Prix. Yeah, big win for Verstappen, retakes the championship lead. Let me know your thoughts on the race in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the track. It's a new track for these Formula One cars. It's a new track for many of these drivers. So yeah, just let me know what you thought of the race in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the track itself, of the race weekend. But yeah, tonight, the Southern 500, the playoff opener for NASCAR, I will be talking about that tonight. So go check that out. If If you're not a NASCAR fan, you're just here for Formula One, check out NASCAR. They go really fast and they turn left. It's kind of fun. But yes, once again, thank you for watching this video. Hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you are. And yeah.